here at National Law University, Meghalaya with Kong Badapbiang Dkhar. It's always an immense pleasure to be here with you. So let's just move along and think what we have in mind to have a conversation with you today.
Yeah, sure, certainly.
Kong Badap, I would like to ask you some questions. How many years you've been here?
I've been here in NLU Meghalaya for 3 years, but I've been in the field of law for 10 years now.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time. What's your experiences? Now we'll have a discussion about that as well. But what is that brought you here at NLU Meghalaya?
You know, it's a very long story because it began when I was in my 5th standard. I always wanted to be a lawyer, and I have always been passionate about, helping others through the field of law.
Okay. Now, since it's a career-based program, we will have to also delve where students from various parts of the region would like to enter into law later on in the phase of life, but we'll discuss upon that as well. We'll delve. So let's go back to that part where schooling days. Then was that the entire aspiration of why you went into law?
Yes, I did actually, because I heard some news about people who are not being treated well, who are being treated unequally, and we read civics in our school days. So that's when I got introduced to the Constitution of India, our fundamental rights. So that's when I decided that I wanted to be a lawyer when I was in my 5th standard.
Okay, let's just go a little bit deeper into your entire, and we can just sit down and then discuss the entire aspect as well. So how was the entire journey of yours into law?
I heard that there was a lot of bullying happening, and we were studying civics in class 5, and I learned about civics and our fundamental rights. It was then that I wanted to be a lawyer because my teacher asked me, like, who wants to be a lawyer? If you are a lawyer, then you can do a lot and you can help people. So that's when it tickled me inside, and I wanted to do something in relation to this field. Then moving on, when I reached my class 12, I already have a brother who's who's a lawyer, and he told me about the CLAT exam, and so I wrote the exam, I cleared it, and I joined National Law University, Jodhpur. So that was my entry into the legal profession.
Which year was this, please?
This was in the year 2010 when I did the CLAT exams, Common Law Aptitude Tests, and this is an all India exam, and so I got rank 19th, and I was allotted NLU Jodhpur, which was my first preference.
Okay, so let's just go back and think, because since we want to know how the entire step and journey into being a lawyer would be. So we would like to know from you, because especially students who are watching this would like to know, how is that step towards being a law student would be?
All right, there are 2 ways. One is in which you can finish your bachelor's degree in any field, or you can do it in any stream, and then after which you can opt to do the 3-year law course. All right. So, and the other is after you finish your class 12, you can write the common law aptitude test, just like how I did. And there are around 27 law schools who are under the consortium of CLAT. So once you write that exam, you will get a rank, and on the basis of your rank, you will be allotted a law school. But of course, you can also choose. It's according to rank and preference. So the applications generally come out in the month of August, September, and the exams you'll have to write it when you're still in your class 12.
Okay.
That is in December. So many people have that misconception. They think that, oh, we'll finish our board exams, then we'll write. But they have to know the calendar of the exam. It happens every year in the month of December, and you have to apply from the month of August in order to be able to write the CLAT exam. That is for national law universities. But there are also private universities, and they have their own, their own examination. Like you have Symbiosis, they have their SLAT exam. Then you have for Christ, for Christ University, they have their own exam. And then you have for Jindal Global Law School, they also have their own exam called the LNAT exam. And then, yeah, so there are various other law schools as well in which they have their own examination. But one common factor is that, they accept the score which you get in your CLAT exams as well.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining a little bit in detail for that. What about scholarships offered by NLU or these law schools which you were talking about?
Okay, so with respect to scholarships, I want students to know that it is not out of reach for them to study in these law schools, because you think that, okay, you cannot afford, so you don't want to do the exam because it's out of reach. However, I want to let everyone know that there are scholarships such as the Aditya Birla Scholarship, and there is an organization known as IDIA, which is Increasing Diversity by Increasing Access to Legal Education. So in the Aditya Birla Scholarship, if you get admissions into a top 7 NLU, then you'll be able to apply for that scholarship, and they will pay for your tuition as well as your maintenance fee. And for IDIA, if you come from a marginalized community, if you are a tribal scholar, or if you come from an economically challenging situation, you can apply for this for the scholarship, but you'll have to do the CLAT exam. And the amazing thing about IDIA is that you will get hand holding from even before your exams. If you write the INAT exam, okay, which happens every year, so your full tuition for the next 5 years will be paid for, but provided that when you clear the CLAT exams, you have to be in the you have to get the top 10 national law universities in order to be able to avail the scholarship.
How many students from Shillong or the Northeast are currently at NLU, Meghalaya?
I can just give you a rough estimate. They're just a handful. I'll say around 15. Not that many who are studying here in National Law University, Meghalaya. Whereas, again, I want to let everyone know that there's a 50% reservation for, the local scholars who are from here. So, but that quota is not filled because many people do not apply.
Oh, that's another story of its own. Now, I would like to also ask about the integration of AI, artificial intelligence, which I've seen here at National Law University in the past upon my visit. And I've seen you have a virtual reality setup as well. Has that taken place at NLU?
So, AI is here to stay. It's a part of our lived reality. Of course, AI tools are very helpful when it comes to your research to make it more seamless and fast. But at the same time, also, I won't say that AI is perfect, because there are a lot of hallucinations, which means they can give, false references as well. But yes, it is integrated within our curriculum, and we do learn. Our students learn through subjects like intellectual property rights, and there's a special course on AI as well. So it has been integrated in our curriculum here.
What's the objective of NLU, by the way?
To strive for excellence and create future leaders.
Are there any more pillars which are integrated or culminated within NLU Meghalaya? Is there any? I've heard in the past there were 3 to 4 pillars.
No, we also believe in community service through our community outreach, through the legal aid clinic, and through the outreach cell as well. So those we're still developing it, and to work together with the community, basically.
You yourself, ma'am, is a writer by profession, if I'm not mistaken. You have 2 books with you. We would also like to discuss about that. But let me also go back to our viewers who are watching the show that Kong Badap herself has what you call Kirshan Foundation and the Our Library Initiative, which is an outreach program towards improving libraries in different schools across the state, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you talk about that as well?
So the Kirshan Foundation, we started together with my friends and some family members. So the Kirshan Foundation is basically centered towards the youth mentorship and on menstrual health and hygiene. So from the Kirshan Foundation, we have different projects. So one of the project is our library initiative, where we set up mini libraries in very far-thrown regions of the northeast, and with a focus in Meghalaya. So we set up these mini libraries in spaces where they do not have any libraries, or if there's an existing library, we try to help them index them, and in order to promote the culture of reading. And all these books, they are crowdsourced from people from all over India. And and then we promote the culture of reading with the help of our volunteers. So it's not me alone who does this, but with the help of volunteers and our other friends in the state of Meghalaya. So that is one project. But the others, we also have another project called Saw Ayam. So Saw Ayam, meaning 4 seasons in the English language, where we talk about menstrual health. And we talk about menstrual health through comic books. So we have a comic book which talks about menstrual health, and after that, jumping from the library, then we teach menstrual health, and menstrual health, then we talk about teen pregnancy in Meghalaya. So the objective is to empower students with the knowledge of the difficulties when it comes to menstrual health and pregnancy, and this is in order to reduce the pregnancy rate that is happening at a very fast rate in our home state. And the third initiative that we have is called Inspire Next. And Inspire Next is actually the vision of one of the Shivning scholars named Iba Rinja. So, we work together in order to spread the message about different scholarships that are available for students from our home state, in order for them to be able to study at the bachelor's level and at the master's level. So, we have different programs to talk about these scholarships, and at the same time to also handhold them to be able to receive these scholarships till the interview stage.
Can you talk a little bit about the Shivning scholarship, which you have been awarded by yourself as well, isn't it? Can you talk about that, because viewers would like to know if they can apply for that?
Certainly. So just to give a little bit of context, after I, practiced in the field of law and development for 7 years, I decided to do my master's after a long gap. So this is to tell students that it's never too late to do a master's. So I decided to apply for 2 scholarships actually. One is the Felix Scholarship and one is the Shivning Scholarship. So with Shivning Scholarship, it mainly focuses on, it's a leadership scholarship, whereas Felix is an academic scholarship. So it is important to know the difference, because in academic scholarships, obviously they look at your previous academic records, and what have you been doing in in the past whatever so many number of years. And for the Felix Scholarship, you have to be under the age of 30 in order to avail that scholarship. Okay, but when it comes to Shivning, there is no age limit. You can even do your master's after you've graduated from your, from your bachelor's after 20 years as well. So, this scholarship, it mainly focuses on leadership. So, in order to apply for this scholarship, you have to have at least a minimum of 2 years work experience. You have to have a bachelor's degree from a Commonwealth country, okay, in which India is also a Commonwealth country. So, therefore, I was eligible. And I want to let students know that it is not enough for you to just bury yourself, in front of books. You have to do other extracurricular activities, and you have to prove that you have been serving the community. Only then can, then you'll be a strong candidate for Shivning. Because, like I told you, at the end of the day, it's a leadership scholarship.
What if I apply for that scholarship?
Even you can apply for that scholarship.
Oh, that's lovely.
You are eligible.
So that's strange, because usually my age, which I'm already 40, so if I were to apply, that means I would still be eligible, but I have to go through certain parameters, isn't it?
See, what I will say is that you already have those leadership skills because you work with students every single day. So you're leading by example. And another thing is that, you have finished your bachelor's degree. So, and you're from a Commonwealth country, so you are perfectly eligible for this. And I want to tell students that this scholarship is not out of reach. I have seen many of our students here in Meghalaya, who either you're from social work or from science or from, humanities. They have done many extracurricular activities, but they don't put that in their CV because they're too shy. So what I would urge students is to, not be shy and, tell the world what you have done. It's perfectly okay. So leadership doesn't always mean that you have to be a founder of an organization, which I have done, or to be a teacher in a school, but you can lead, by example in different spheres as well. Either, you're good at sports and you've led a team, or maybe, you have led a choir. So leadership can mean many things, right? It's not only restricted to, okay, to be a leader, you start an organization, you become a politician. Nothing like that. Okay.
Yeah. Now let's move on to your books, which I can see behind of you. Can you show the viewers what those 2 books are they would like to know?
Okay.
And where can we get that?
Yes. I have, I don't consider myself an author, but I have authored 2 books. My first book is in the Khasi language. It's called Ki Jingking Jri Uhinyaw Treb, Ka Deiriti But Ka An Halor Ka Living Ecological Heritage Hajila Meghalaya. So it's a law book, but it also looks into our ecological heritage in Meghalaya. So this was a part of a project that I did with the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, in which they selected around 50 scholars to avail this project. So it culminated into this book, which is about the Jingking Jri and 5 communities, who've made the Jingking Jri possible, and looking at the local cultural customary laws that we already have in place. And what I wanted to present through this book is that we have other laws, we have other national laws, we have our state law, but what is strongest is our customs and traditions, and our customs and traditions are also seen as part of law under our fundamental rights, because custom also has the sanction of law. So I just want to say that we should focus on our indigenous knowledge and our custom. So this is the first book. It's not out yet, although I've written this in the year 2023, but MLCU will be publishing my book soon.
So we should do a book review next time for this. Can I just look into this?
Certainly.
In the meantime, that's another one part of it.
Yes.
So this is the second book of yours, isn't it?
So this is the first book of the Our Library initiative under the aegis of Kirshan Foundation. So the book is called Our Very Own Hill State. Many a times in school when we study, we don't get to study about our local history. So my friend and I, Miani, we co-authored this book, in which she was ever so kind to support us, to support the Kirshan Foundation to bring this out. And this book is about the struggle for our hill state, how the state of Meghalaya came to be. And the focus is on, the common people. So I'll just read, about the book, just a small part. So at the heart of this book, it reminds us that the state was built by common people, consisting of communities who stood shoulder to shoulder across tribes, villages and generations. So the message of this book is that whether you're Khasi, Garo, Jaintia or a part of the minority tribes in Meghalaya, we all did this together through the Hill State movement, that it's not just some high and mighty person, but grandmothers, children and people from various tribes came together in order to fight for our hill state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's your advice for young students who are watching this show and who would like to know more about what National Law University, law, and your balance, because you're both balancing these two together, writing, managing Our Library initiative and being a research fellow and being here at National Law University, can you tell the viewers, especially young students watching this, please give an advice?
So since this is a career guidance program, more than an advice, I would like to give a message to the youth that if you look around, there are possibilities and opportunities everywhere. And if you're thinking of joining the legal profession, then certainly write the CLAT exam. Don't bury yourself only in books, but also do other things for the community, serve your community. And if you ever need any other information regarding how you can join a law school with a full scholarship, you can always connect with the Kirshan Foundation. And at the same time, if you want to study in National Law University, Meghalaya, please reach out, because we need more students coming from this region to study in this university as well. Thank you.
So going back to courtroom, people, the moment they see lawyers, black and white, is that the only thing when it comes to studying law?
Thank you for asking me this question, because when you study the law, it doesn't mean that you only go to the courtroom to litigate, but there are other avenues as well. So for instance, you can even join the development sector. You can, through fellowships, that's what I did. I joined a fellowship under the Tata Trust. And as well as you can even join in a policy consulting firm, and where you can help different governments draft their policies and work with, change makers and leaders in this country. And you can also work in law firms as well. So in law firms, especially for first generation lawyers, it becomes very difficult to just start litigating, because it offers you very less, incentives at the beginning. But however, you can join a law firm, a corporate law firm, where you can work on company law, on intellectual property rights, and then you can also join even the social work sector. You can join NGOs. There are many human rights groups that are there all over this country. So just because you studied law doesn't mean that, you will wear black and white and you will go to the courtroom only. Or else you can even join academics. But if you want to join academia, you have to finish at least a master's degree. So there are various options, when you study law.
What are the challenges of the legal system in the 21st century?
Okay, so this is a very, very hard question. There are you asking from the perspective of a practitioner, or?
I'm not asking generally. Let's just keep this as a general question, just
Yes.
for the viewers to understand. Are there any challenges of the legal system in the 21st century?
There are definitely a lot of challenges now, especially with AI coming into the forefront. Where with the click of a button you can draft contracts, but I want to let everyone know that those contracts are not tailor-made for certain clients or people. So AI can never custom make your your contracts, but it's definitely a big challenge in the 21st century, because many people are using AI at a very at a very fast rate. And they think that AI will soon replace lawyers as well. But I feel that the human brain is more powerful, and the connection with people and empathy. Another challenge would be, especially for first generation lawyers, to be honest, the legal profession, sometimes you have to have a lot of connections in order to be able to be placed somewhere. That is one major challenge that has been there. But like I said, because of the CLAT exam, because of National Law Universities, it has opened a level playing field, for first generation lawyers, where they can write exams, to become in-house lawyers as well. They can do the PG CLAT exam. If you ever want to work in places like Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, or even, the electricity board, these like they can do in-house lawyering as well for these corporations, or even for human rights organizations as well. So one of the challenge is that the challenges especially come for first generation lawyers, but like I said, there are different avenues where they can join law firms directly, or other policy and legislating firms as well. So that is another avenue. You don't always need to work with a senior in order to be able to join the legal profession.
Now, I've also seen in the past lawyers entering into the civil services.
Yes.
How's that?
Oh, that's another good question, because when you are in law school, you don't just study law subjects. We study subjects, from various fields. There are law schools which have a bachelor's of science and LLB, a bachelor of business administration and LLB, a bachelor of arts and LLB. So it's a dual degree if you do the 5-year law course. So for instance, I can just give you an example from when I was in law school. I did a BA LLB. So I studied many humanities subjects. I studied 8 papers of economics. I studied philosophy, logic. We studied, history, international relations. So I feel, even the syllabus for, a 5-year law school, it's very tailor-made for the UPSC as well. And in our home state of Meghalaya, we've had a law student becoming a civil servant,
Yes.
which is, Cyril Dingdo. Immediately after law school, he did his, he did the UPSC exam and cleared in the first attempt. So law school is also very tailor-made for the UPSC if you take the humanities stream. But at the same time, if you take the science stream as well, you can continue applying for exams like patent agent exams, because only people who have studied science and law can actually appear for that exam. But for a person like me who've done, a bachelor in arts and law, I cannot sit for the patent agent exam. So it's very tailor-made. So it depends on what the students want. Whether you're very inclined towards science and law, there's space for you. Business and law, there's space for you. Humanities and law, there's a space for everybody.
Before we conclude, now what I've noticed with National Law University is that it has so many courses which can help the students to have a roadmap of its own. And I can just assure the viewers right now that whoever is watching, that if they come here at NLU, the faculty members are strong, the students themselves are very helpful, and this is an ambient atmosphere where they can delve into and synergize the entire course of their life. Signing off from DD Meghalaya and Christopher Gatfor along with the team.